It is, yeah. That ended. It was like we started watching Friends together. Did Kobe get the email about his songs? Is he gonna do it? Oh, why didn't he? Give me one. That's the video before That sounds like long course lecture. This year we kind of the same one at right after state long course. So why? If they start something, so why wants to do it? That's usually what one weekend everybody's like Justin, that's all I'm talking for the rest of the day. She used to be obsessed with it, and then she stopped.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get started, if there's any students here to get recognized tonight as we celebrate all things growing greatness here in Clark County, they need to be in the cafeteria with their coach sponsor, and then we will get going very, very momentarily. Super excited. Go Cards.
Good evening. We're very happy to have you here at the April 21st special board meeting recognition. We're going to go ahead and stand and have a moment of silence, and then be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. And now the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, you may be seated. Our next agenda item is that we review the agenda, and we have an adoption of the agenda. Because this is a special board meeting, we are not allowed to change the agenda. So do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I make that motion.
Okay. I have a motion from Ms. Thomas and a second from Mr. Kaiser. Do we have any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Our next agenda item is to consider approval of minutes from the special called board meeting on March 24th, 2026.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Kaiser.
I'll second.
Okay. All right. A second by Mrs. Rowland. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. And now our next agenda item is the most exciting part of the night, and we are so excited to Celebrate your children with these special school recognitions.
Good evening. Tonight we will recognize
Clubs, teams, student groups, and school-based organizations that have demonstrated excellence through competitions and certifications in the district, regional, or state level. This recognition will honor groups that have achieved a qualifying placement or received a notable award. During the award ceremony, we ask that you hold all applause until the complete group is center stage. After each group exits, a photo opportunity will occur in the front foyer. Thank you for helping us celebrate the accomplishments of our students as we honor their success and continue growing greatness in our schools and community.
The following elementary students have moved on to compete at the state STLP competition on April the 24th at Rupp Arena. That is this Friday. Students in STLP create many different creative digital art projects. Riley Rector from Strode Station Elementary is a state finalist for her logo design creation. And Josie Gilvin from Justice Elementary is a state finalist for her digital art she created on an iPad. We can't wait to see their final results on the 24th.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Mr. Berner. I'm the director of the Baker Intermediate School Chorus. On March 10th, the Baker Chorus went to the Kentucky Music Educators Association choral assessment to perform for a panel of judges. We received the highest ranking possible from all 4 judges, resulting in the Baker Chorus's 11th distinguished rating from KMEA. Each year, getting this distinguished rating is the result of a year's worth of very dedicated work by the most hardworking 5th and 6th grade students I think that I've ever met. It begins on the first day of school, and they work every single day. And so this accomplishment is very, very well deserved. And we have over 115 members, but we have just a few representing us tonight. Lauren Bush, Kate Chamberlain, Callie Corvo, Bennett Elam, Kenzie Flynn, Rayleigh Heisel, Noah Koger, Maddie White, Mason Mattingly, Heaven Parker, Skylar Phillips, Jazzy Price, Emma Spencer, Brooklyn Walker, Lakin Williams, Ellie Allen, Tiaja Bird, Zoe Combs, Weston Dalton, Yoselin Hernandez Marino, Allie Hicks, Leora Hopper, Allie Canary, Riley Koger, Jersey Lane, Kenzie McGuire, Abby Mills, Bailey Oliver, Rylan Scott, and Sadie Statelin, and Eliana Hall. And within this group, we're also going to recognize the group that was selected for the Kentucky Music Educators Association All-State Kentucky Children's Chorus. These 4 Baker students stayed after school multiple times throughout August, September, and October to try out for the All-State Kentucky Children's Chorus. They learned, rehearsed, and recorded auditions that were submitted to the Kentucky Music Educators Association. Each year, around 700 plus students from across the state submit auditions, including public and private schools. Only about 200 are selected for participation, making this one of the most competitive KMEA musical groups to try out for. I'm very proud to say that these 4 were selected, so I'm going to have back up to the stage Leora Hopper, Kensley McGuire, Allie Canary, and we had one more who unfortunately was not able to make it tonight, and that was Olivia Baldwin.
The Baker Intermediate Girls Cross Country team placed first at the Area 6 Regional Championships this past season. The Area 6 region features schools from 13 counties in central Kentucky. They went on to finish 8th overall in the state at the KTC CCA Meet of Champions. 3 members of the team received postseason honors. Kate Chamberlain, Serena Jones, and Tessa Shork were named to the KTC CCA All Area 6 team. We have Kate Chamberlain, Caitlin Crago, Serena Jones, Brianna No, Tessa Shork, and Sadie Stakelin, who was just in the chorus, and she's here somewhere. Additionally, Will Austin from RDC was also named to the KTC CCA All Area 6 team.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Taylor Howard, the RDC Athletic Director. On behalf of Clark County Public Schools and the Clark County Board of Education, I'm pleased to present a greatness recognition for Coach Rob Hill, the Kentucky Track and Cross Country Coaches Association Area 6 Coach of the Year.
Great turnout. Good evening. My name is Matthew Leedy, teach band at Baker Intermediate School. Before we recognize some of our Clark County band students, I just want to say thank you to our Board of Education and our district leadership. This is a great event. There's a lot of really great things happening in Clark County, so thank you. The following 6th grade students, names that you're about to hear, earned a proficient or a distinguished rating at KMEA District 7 Solo and Ensembles Festival back in February. Please hold your applause until the end. Peyton Hunley, Declan Prophet, Sarah Fryman, Caden Mullins, Lexi Hill, Olivia McQuinn, Jack Morris, Avery Hicks, Harlow Pate, Leilani Delira Vargas, Oliver Rouse, Jathan Watts, Nolan Shepard, Gabe Ellis. Okay, let's start it. Gabe, you want to go down here and just take another row? Thanks, buddy. Peyton Tovar, Zoe Lorenz, Kai Bowman, Adeline Holland, Bryson Scarborough, Riker Wolski, Charlie Confer, and last but not least, Victoria Sands. Let's give these kiddos a round of applause. Thank you. All right, I'm standing in for Mr. Schmieg and Mr. Cook tonight. They could not be here. There's a concert later on, so I'm going to stand in here really quick. From the RDC band, we're going to recognize a couple of students. First name is going to be called for students who auditioned and placed in the Regent Honor Band. Addison Boyd, Daniel Kelly, Logan Koger, sorry, Landon Zavitz, and Jeanette Thind. Let's give these kiddos a quick round of applause. All right, friends. And we got one more here. Our next student, GRC band, selected for Regional Honor Band on clarinet. Please give a warm applause for just one tonight, Hannah Winburn. Come on out, Hannah.
All right, next up, we are going to recognize the Baker 6th Grade Intermediate Orchestra for their distinguished performance at the KMEA assessment. First up is Evelyn Atkins, Morgan Barger, Bailey Conkrite, Caden Dalton, Cameron Graham, Aubrey Vasquez, and Abraham Williams. Big round of applause. And next we have the RDC Orchestra for their distinguished performance at the KMEA assessment as well. First off, we have Ariana Aramble, Kennedy Arvin, Seth Blackwell, Evelina Klim, Cadence Combs, Aubrey Griffith, Macy Gullett, Renoa Hafley, David Hatton, Emma Lamb, Sebastian Martinez, Emma Music, Chloe Overby, Clara Poole, Kaylee Thomas, Lindsay Wilcox, and Marley Williams. Big round of applause. And And finally, we have the GRC Orchestra for their distinguished performance at KMEA. First of all, we have Katie Cornett, Logan Mork, Lillian Sands, Hannah Williams, David Williams, and Logan gets one more for being part of the District 7 Honors Orchestra as well. Come on back, Logan. Big round of applause for all of these awesome kids.
All right. Throughout the season, the GRC archery team has scored enough points that they qualified for the NASP State Bullseye and the 3D tournament as a team. And then we had the GCR. We did at the states. We also got enough points to qualify for the nationals, the 3D and Bullseye Nationals. Yeah. Which is that will be shot May 7th, 8th, and 9th, and it's competing against everybody throughout the state of Kentucky on all the teams. We got Hagen Walters, Ashley Riley, Jamie Bush, J.W. Sosby, Jocelyn Watts, London Blankenship, Aiden Castleman, Laura Peterson, and Hendrick Lemons.
Hi, my name is Stephen Burke. I'm the coach of the RDC academic team. Each of these students placed high enough at the Governor's Cup competition to move on to the regional competition. Very proud of how well they did this year. We scored second overall at district. So first we got Carson Blackwell, who placed first in math and arts humanities and moved on to the state competition. We've got Charlie Confer, Macy Gullett, James Hudson, Jeanette Thind, and Lindsay Wilcox.
RDC's STLP is very fortunate to get to meet daily with their coach, DeMonica Parton. This allows them time to be able to learn the process of completing STLP projects. These projects are student-chosen, centered around a meaningful problem to solve, encourage them to create solutions, reflect on their design and implementation, and must be presented to a team of judges to demonstrate how their project has been successful. The following students have advanced to STLP state competition for their project. Again, this is going to be this Friday. So we have Kaylee Thomas for her project with Social Sisters. And Kaylee was recognized in another award, so she's in the process of looping back around. Hopefully she'll meet us. We have Macy Gullett and Lily Bumgardner for their project Social Media Superheroes. In addition to projects, these students also have the opportunity to continue to show their abilities in their creative digital arts. The following student has advanced to the STLP state competition for their CDA entry. Lily Bumgardner for her logo design.
The RDC cheer team had a wonderful 2025-2026 season, cheering on girls basketball, football, and boys basketball. We also shined in our own competitions. We won the KPOS region competition, which qualified us for state. Our team then placed fourth at the KPOS state cheer competition in the super large division. Additionally, we won the super large division at the Bluegrass Conference middle school competition. What an amazing and successful season for the Cardinals. All right, I am going to start with the girls' names. Kennedy Arvin, Jocelyn Bentley, Braylee Borders, Brooklyn Calvert, Harper Cecil, Andy DeVita, JC Farmer, Rayleigh Heisel, Jayla Jenkins, Kennedy Liggett, Tilly Maxim, Chloe Price, Jazzy Price, Callie Rose, and Janiyah Smith. Lakin Williams, sorry, a couple more, and Braylon Winkler. Thank you.
Our next team being recognized is the RDC 7th grade football team. This team finishes Bluegrass Conference regular season division champions, going undefeated in all of their divisional matchups, and the Bluegrass Conference playoffs runner-up. Number 6, Nehemiah Norris. Number 10, Colin Oliver. Number 12, Brady Mattingly. Number 18, Wyatt Green. Number 23, Jace Cockrell. Number 26, Dakota Conkright. Number 32, Chris McCord. Number 37, Nico Watts. Number 60, Carson Sawyers. Number 65, Coleman Bailey. Number 66, Mason Crawford. And number 71, Riley Watkins.
Alrighty, so we have Coach Novia Byers, Coach Olivia Sparks, and Coach Jasmine Flowers. Tonight we are recognizing the 7th grade RDC Hoops team led by Coach Olivia Sparks. RDC Hoops was the regular season champs and the Bluegrass Conference runner-up, falling to Bondurant in the championship game with a score of 27-25. So first I have Jordan Bruton, Emery Case, Addie Haskins, and Jayla Garant. And then next I have the RDC Hoops 8th grade team led by Coach Anovia Byers. RDC Hoops was the regular season champions for the 25-26 season. The 8th grade team was the conference tournament runner-ups, falling to Elkhorn in the championship game with a score of 50-42. And then for that one, I just have Jordan Bruton representing 8th grade.
We are GRC's Y Club. Y Club participates in 2 premier experiential learning conferences that simulate different levels of government. The first conference, KYA, is a 3-day model state legislature where students act as senators and representatives. During KYA, students draft, debate, and vote on bills regarding Kentucky state law. The second conference, KUNA, is a model United Nations assembly focused on international diplomacy. During KUNA, students represent different nations by creating booths that represent their nation's culture and crafting resolutions to solve global crises.
Our first award goes to Andre Vibo. Wyatt Jackson, Phoenix Berryman, Jim Abordo, Aaliyah Daniel, Addison Taylor, Lauren McCrae, Audrey Saylor, and Mahi Patel.
Okay, good evening. My name's Robin Murphy, and I'm the academic team coach for GRC. And tonight I would recognize two important players. We competed this year in math, English, arts and humanities, social studies, composition, and Ben Gillespie and Andre Bibo both represented GRC at state this year in competition. Ben competed in math, and Andre went for arts and humanities. This was very difficult, and they were part of the top 35 in the state. I would like to recognize them this evening, and I would also recognize that Ben this past weekend represented our academic team in all region competition at Paul Lawrence Dunbar.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brittany Klaus. I'm here on behalf of GRC's FBLA chapter, and we have a lot to celebrate this year. So I just want to say thank you to the board for this invitation. GRC has received several accolades this year working through champion chapter activities, including CTE celebration status, service season, shaping success, and summer starter. By the end of the year, we will have achieved gold champions chapter status, which is the highest tier of points available for chapters across the nation. We also have several students here to recognize. The first being Cameron Turley. He has finished the 25-26 school year serving as the Region FBLA parliamentarian and was recently elected Region President for Region 6. In addition to that, he won second place in his Future Business Educator competition at Region and will be moving to state next week. Bryce Boland also competed at Region recently and placed second in business communication. He will move on to state. Mariana Souza Yeager won second in healthcare administration, and she will move on as well. Katie Drusicki scored first place in accounting at our region competition. Blanca Scanlon scored first place in introductory to parliamentary procedure. And we have one more Region 6 elected official is Jamie Bush, who was elected Region 6 parliamentarian.
Students in the 2026 GRC Educators Rising Club participated in a wide range of hands-on experiences this year, including job shadowing, interviewing teachers, reading their own student-created children's books, and even teaching lessons at CCPS elementary schools. They also attended regional and statewide conferences where many qualified for the National Educator Rising Conference in Portland, Oregon in this June. Through these experiences and trainings, students developed a deeper understanding of professional growth, classroom challenges, and what it takes to become an effective and impactful educator. Students receiving certificates tonight are Adrian Welch, Bailey Henry, Lucas Mullins, Bryce Dorsey, Riley DiCaprio, Rylan Pate, and Bryson Gillespie. Let's hear it for these educating rising members.
Ladies and gentlemen, just here to represent GRC Boys Basketball. The GRC Boys Basketball high school team made history during the 2025-26 season. They finished third place at the prestigious Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which is one of the top tournaments in the country. After finishing the 40th District Tournament runner-up, they bounced back showing tremendous greatness and toughness, winning the 10th Region Championship, leading them back to Rupp Arena. At Rupp, the team accomplished a remarkable achievement, becoming the 2025-26 KHSAA Boys Basketball State Champions, defeating State X in overtime. This was the third time in the last 5 years the program has played in the state championship game. The team finished with a season record of 33-4, and currently, GRC Boys Basketball currently sits at the top as the winningest program in the last decade in KHSAA in boys basketball. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations to all these players as I recognize them, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Malachi Ashford. Jamila Johnson. Montez Gay. Amari Bartleson. Ryder Akins. Walker Gaines. Deshaun Gay. CJ Thomas. Sebastian Anthony, JJ Jenkins, and Matthew Paisley. Coaches, Ryan Ashcraft, Dylan James, Assistant Coach Bryce Gomes, Austin Curtis, and Jacob Rice. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025-26
On behalf of Clark County Public Schools and the Clark County Board of Education, I am pleased to present a greatness recognition for Coach Josh Cook, the Courier-Journal Kentucky Boys Basketball Coach of the Year.
All right, we're going to continue on with GRC Hoops. GRC Hoops won the 2026 40th District Championship, the 10th Region Championship, and the State Championship. Here to be honored tonight is Kylie Stakelin.
represent GRC Swim and Dive. Coach Ashley couldn't make it. The GRC Swim and Dive team has had an incredible season, and what makes it more meaningful isn't just the results, it's the dedication and teamwork that they've shown. This year, our girls team made history with our highest finish ever, earning region runner-up. Our boys team finished 8th, and in swim they combined them also, and as a combined team we placed 5th overall, which is an incredible accomplishment. Here tonight, representing the regional team is Wyatt Allen, Addison Bailey, Skylar Cockrell, Ethan Hatfield, Cooper Moore, Ellery Moore, Kerrigan Moore, Kobe Palmer, Harper Sobolski, Marissa Thomas, and Hannah Winburn. We had multiple top 16 finishes across nearly every event. Marissa Thomas was regional runner-up in both the 100 butterfly and the 100 backstroke. In that same 100 butterfly event, Cooper Moore placed 6th and Kerrigan Moore placed 10th. And Harper Sobolski added another top 16 finish in 14th. In the 100 backstroke, that depth continued with Kerrigan Moore placing 6th and Harper Sobolski finishing 10th, alongside Marissa's runner-up finish. On the boys' side, Wyatt Allen added a strong 12th place finish, and that's pretty impressive for just an 8th grader. Ellery Moore placed 4th in the 200 IM and 4th in the 100 breaststroke, while Molly Grace Tucker finished 6th in the 200 IM and 8th in the 100 backstroke. Leah Pelfrey added to that success with a strong 5th place finish in the 100 breaststroke. Maggie Manley placed 9th in our 500 freestyle, and Kobe Palmer delivered an outstanding 10th place finish in the 500 free as just a 7th grader. In our sprint events, Ethan Hatfield was region runner-up in the 50 freestyle and also runner-up in the 100 backstroke. And then our relays were a huge part of this success, with a 3rd place finish in the girls 200 medley relay, but most notably our girls 400 freestyle medley of Cooper Moore, Kerrigan Moore, Ellery Moore, and Marissa Thomas brought home a regional runner-up finish. Skylar Cockrell and CC Perry both finished in the top 5 in our diving, with Bailey Howard also placing in the top 10. And they didn't just stop at regionals, they went on and a lot of them competed at state, with Ethan Hatfield placing 7th in the 100 backstroke and 9th in the 50 freestyle. Marissa Thomas finished 12th in the 100 butterfly and 11th in the 100 backstroke. And Cooper Moore placed 18th in the 100 butterfly. And almost forgot, our girls 400 freestyle relay had a top 10 finish. Here's our GRC swim and dive team.
Clark County Public Schools proudly recognizes the following GRC bass fishing team student athletes for earning qualifications to compete in the KHSA Regional Bass Fishing Tournament. Through their performance in qualifying events and the accumulation of points, these students have secured their positions as regional qualifiers. This accomplishment reflects the dedication, consistency, and commitment to excellence throughout the season. These student athletes will represent Clark County Public Schools at the regional level, competing for the opportunity to advance in the KHSA State Bass Fishing Championship. First, we have Kylie Kahn, Bentley Purcell, Eli Purcell, and Gunnar Willoughby. Go Cards.
All right, so my name is Katie Griffith. I'm here with a few of our Beta Club members.
Tonight we are recognizing those who have qualified for nationals. We have Lillian Sands. She is our secretary. Our officers qualified under Collaboration Connection. Next we have Hannah Lamb, who placed first in the state for her crochet tapestry. And then we also have Amanda Myers, who placed fourth in the state for her recyclable art piece.
Hi, my name is Jerica Whitaker, and this is Emily Marquez, and we are the GRC cheerleading coaches. This year, the GRC cheerleaders were KHSAA Small Varsity Region Champions, top 10 at KHSAA State, 10th Region Boys In-Game Runner-Up, and KHSAA Girls Sweet 16 State In-Game Runner-Up. We have Caroline Ballard, Kaylee Cow, Kylie Kahn, Kinsley, and Sadie Wesley. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Dot Dixon, and joining me is Stormy Wesley. Collectively, we coach the cross-country team at GRC. I have one fan. We have one fan. Today, we'd like to honor Marissa Thomas. Marissa competed at the state cross-country meet. A little history about Marissa. She won state as a fourth grader, defeating all other kids fourth grade and below. Marissa has consistently participated at the state meet ever since. In cross country this year, Marissa represented GRC at the state competition with a time of 21:54 in the 5K event. Participating alongside Marissa at cross country this year were JD Balzer. JD is on the track team and could not be here. And then also joining her, joining Marissa at state was Hunter Rogers. And Hunter had to go feed the cattle. Please join us in honoring Marissa Thomas.
Hello. Hey, I am Lexi Harris. I teach 7th grade science here, and then I also coach mock trial at GRC with Ethan Conkright and then a few others that really help out. We're going to be announcing the red and black team, which is like JV and varsity. Mock trial is really awesome, but most people don't know about it. So if you want to become a lawyer, or even if you just want to learn how to argue a little bit better, come join us. We would love that. We're at GRC, and so this is the first time in a couple years that JV, basically, and varsity made it both to state. So they went through regions and then went to state. Varsity got, if you woohoo, do that again. Yes, thank you, I'll force you. And then, let's see, varsity got 7th in the state, and then JV got insanely close to making it to top 10, which is super impressive. We have a little bit of our team today. I promise we're a little bit larger than this, but they're all very impressive and very cool. So we have Mahi Patel first. More please, thank you. And we have Addison Taylor. I know you're tired. And then we have one that had to leave because she's awesome and had to do vocal training. So it's Aaliyah Daniel. And then Wyatt Jackson didn't know he was getting an award, but he's also really cool. So can we give it up for him, please? Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Kanan Hudson. I'm the head volleyball coach at George Rogers Clark. I'm the head coach for the varsity and the junior varsity team. This season was one for the history books for us for GRC volleyball. Our varsity team not only went undefeated in district play during regular season, but in postseason, winning our 10th district title for GRC volleyball. We also made the best run in the region tournament that we have, getting to the region championship match for the first time in GRC volleyball history. I also wanted to point out the great season that our junior varsity team had, finishing with an overall record of 22 wins and only 4 losses. So that accompanied our varsity team with an overall record of 22 wins and 10 losses. Tonight we have 5 representatives here for us. Our first one's going to be our senior, Lillian Sands. Next we have Hollins Pumphrey, Brooke Goff, Addie Palmer, and Libby McCormick.
Hello, my name is James Willoughby. I am the welding instructor at Clark County ATC. Recognizing our students for their high achievement for getting their industry certifications. These are Department of Transportation certifications. Very tough tests that these students have accomplished. First one I'd like to recognize is Cole Moberly with a 3G welding certification. Next, Ryan Stotts, also with a 3G 7018 welding certification. Next is Oliver Hutchins. Oliver Hutchins has many certifications. I'll announce them really quick. He has a 2F 7018, 2F spray, 3G 7018 3/8 plate, 4G 7018 3/8 plate, and a 3G 1-inch plate 7018 unlimited. Then we have Gunnar Willoughby. Gunnar Willoughby has obtained the 3G 7018 3/8 plate certification. And then we have McCade Ryan, who's also obtained the 3G 7018 3/8 plate certification.
All right, good afternoon. My name's Aaron Keaton. I'm the computer science instructor. Mr. Willoughby and myself are both over the Skills USA chapter. We've kind of helped lead it this year. And we want to recognize the students that have placed at both their regional and state competitions. Cole Moberly placed first in the Welding 1 competition. McCade Ryan placed third as well in the Welding 1 competition. Oliver Hutchins was part of a team that took second place in welding fabrication at Regions. In Pledge, Evan Tucker taking second place. For Tool ID, Ryan Stotts went on to, they didn't have a whole competition at the region, he automatically went up to state. And then in first place at Regions, Ryan Witt was part of a team that took first. And then additionally taking second place at state in technical computer applications. Thank you all.
Good evening. I'm Allison Noland. I am the GRC High School Dance Team Coach. Our dance team this year has consistently just demonstrated excellence through its strong performance throughout competitions and their commitment to just maintaining the high standards through district, region, and state levels. They performed at the regional KHSAA state or tournament competition. They expanded their reputation and went to the Kentucky Dance Coaches Organization competition, and where they placed first in the region, and then that qualified them for our state competition for KDCO, and at the state level they placed 5th overall. So they continue to just exemplify the excellence and the skills at the district level, the region level, and the state level. And with me here tonight I have Madeline Berryman, Sayla Israel, Gracie Borders, Emma Galloway, Aubrey Williams, and Allie Hart.
Good evening, everyone.
My name is Alex Wright, head wrestling coach at GRC Boys and Girls Wrestling. Reflecting on our 5th year as an established program, all that can come to mind is all the growth and success our program and athletes have experienced this past season, and we're excited to celebrate our athletes' accomplishments tonight. 4 of our athletes competed at their respective state tournaments this past season, and 2 female athletes came home with state placements. Those athletes being Brock Heidel, placing 2nd at regionals in the 157-pound weight class, Bailey Fletcher, placing 2nd at regionals and 7th at state in the 120-pound weight class. Bailey is also our program's first 3-time state placer. Dana Kirkpatrick, 3rd at regionals and 7th at state in the 120-pound weight or 114-pound weight class. My apologies. And Gavin Clem, 4th at regionals at the 120-pound weight class. Thank you all.
Sorry. We're going to take a brief recess. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
I'm gonna be behind the curtain. You go at 2 minutes left. You have a hood.
Do we need to be, are we gonna be behind them talking?
You're gonna be in the podium.
You want us to come down with the microphone? We can come down in front of them with the microphone. I like to say.
Also, true showman.
Between the handoff to you all, I'm getting the mic up there, so before you get down, I got muted. When you bring it up, I'm unmuted. So you don't have to worry about it. Hot mic from the moment you pick it up and you look like you're getting ready to talk to me. So make sure nothing. And don't put the hands up, take them off. Don't talk to them.
Oh my God. My credential. You don't need it.
Don't lick it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and put it on there.
Don't lick the microphone. Don't do the jam for me. Keep it down here.
Once he's done, you will just go. I will not talk him.
Thank you, sir. How much time?
Both need to be done by the time I drink it.
I don't know that I actually need it because, there are a few people. Okay, we're back. I don't know what time it is. 6:59. Our next agenda item is public comments, and we have no public comments tonight, correct? Okay. Our next agenda item is acknowledgement of CCPS School Leadership Spotlight. Kelly, get it.
Good evening. This evening, 2 of our schools will have the opportunity to present a brief overview of their work over the past year. As part of our administrators' ongoing leadership development, centered on identifying each school's core priorities and big rocks, they will highlight their areas of focus, notable achievements, and opportunities for continued growth. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Mounts and his administrative team, and then following Baker Intermediate's presentation will be the Cardinal Innovation Center.
Woo! Yeah! Go Bulldogs! All right, with me tonight I have our 6th grade assistant principal, Mrs. Renee Ware, and our 5th grade assistant principal, Mr. Robert Hammonds. And to kind of let you know about Big Rocks, you've probably heard that, and if not, Big Rocks is kind of a metaphor, an analogy to identify your goals for the year. And this whole process, last year we kind of delved into it, but this year, not only did we delve into it, but we went deeper with Mr. Mike McCormick and our district leadership team, building principals. So every school was tasked to identify what do you want to work on, what do you want to improve on. And we decided that we wanted to align our Big Rocks with the district's vision of engagement with our Kagan initiative that has been going on for a few years. We wanted to also continue our work with the portrait, the development and implementation of the portrait of the learner. And then probably the biggest in-house thing that we wanted to prove upon from last year to this year was behavioral supports for students who are identified or who are Tier 3 when it comes to behavior. So we wanted to implement and work on our Pathways program this year. So I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Ware. She's going to talk to you about our first Big Rock, which is student engagement, and that is our Kagan initiative.
Okay, so like Mr. Mount said, we wanted to align with the district, and we also wanted to choose Kagan and cooperative learning because if a student is using cooperative learning structures each day, then they are actually using our portrait of learner competencies. They go hand in hand. They're communicating, they're collaborating, they're leaders, etc. So what you might ask yourself, what is cooperative learning? And I was going to do a stand-up, hand-up, pair-up with everyone, but Mr. Mount said maybe we shouldn't because of all of the things that were going on tonight. So that'll be the next time I'm invited to come. Yeah. Having said that, the greatest thing about cooperative learning is that the students work together in pairs
And it requires every student to have an audience and to be accountable for their learning. So just in a nutshell, instead of me as a teacher saying, now you raise your hand, now you raise your hand, now you raise your hand, it's constantly kids communicating with each other, and then me as a teacher checking in to see how our kids are doing. In the process of that, we had to ask ourselves, okay, what are we going to do to make sure this actually happens, that our kids are doing it? We had the district PD, which was perfect and is ongoing every year. In addition to that, we committed to, when we would have meetings with our staff, to modeling a Kagan structure that they could then take back to their classroom. And we saw them doing that with multiple activities. They would come and ask me, so when you did this placemat consensus, tell me about that. What does that look like? How did you do it? So that was a really big piece of it. And then also we coach our teachers, meaning our teachers who are the best at Kagan and have done it a lot and have a lot of reps would go in and watch a teacher doing it and then give them some feedback. And we got some feedback from Chris Ostoff, who is like our Kagan guru that comes to our district. And then instead of like, if you look at the results, you know, the biggest thing in my opinion is the reduced anxiety and the positive classroom climate. And I wanted to read to you a quote from my kids that want to be web leaders every year. They have to fill out an application. And one of the questions in the application is, what do you like best about Baker? And it's my favorite part of the year is when I get to share this stuff with the staff. And this is just one example, but this comes up over and over in their answers. Here's what one student said. The teachers make learning fun in many different ways, such as playing learning games like stand up, hand up, pair up, quiz, quiz, trade, and last but not least, round robin. All of these examples helps you make relationships with your classmates. So to me, that says it all. They think they're playing games, and they are. But more important than that, they're learning the portrait of a learner competencies, and they're learning their classwork. So that's it. Mr. Matz.
All right. And also, to kind of piggyback on what she said, I think it's cool just that we have a common language throughout the district, pre-K through 12. I have a couple of daughters at Strode, and I asked them what they did at school today. And Mallory, who's my oldest, she said, we did quiz, quiz, trade. And I knew exactly what she was doing because I've seen that 100 times at Baker over the course of the last few years. So it does establish common language and activities and instructional strategies. Our second one, to kind of go hand in hand with Kagan, was Portrait of a Learner. I remember Miss Allison Hill coming to Baker maybe close to 3 years ago, and she kept talking about something. This is going to be called Portrait of a Learner. It's something called Vibrant Learning. It's going to be coming to all school districts, and she wanted feedback and input. And then we had community events to help develop this. And I can't remember what stage we're in, but we were in like an exploration stage, and now we're into implementation, and there's some other stages that we're headed into. But the portrait, the reason why I like it is you can apply it to anything, and you can also make learning experiences, I guess, vibrant for students, but it's beyond the KSA, the state test, and it makes those daily experiences that much more rich for students. So what we wanted to do was to keep Kagan on the front burner. We wanted to keep the Portrait of a Learner development on the front burner. So we asked ourselves, what do we want to do? How can we keep this in the minds and eyes in front of our students, in front of our staff, in front of our families? So we did a variety of things, and you can read those there. We have a Portrait of a Learner bingo card. If a kid is caught being an engaged citizen or a resilient learner, they have all the competencies, the 6 competencies on their bingo card. They get a bingo. They get to go see Miss Davis. We have cafe booths that are daily. And if you're caught being or living up to one of those competencies, you get to sit with 3 friends at the booth in a cafe, and that's a big deal to 5th and 6th graders. And then you go have those conversations. Why were you an effective communicator today? And they have to tell you, and they know why. Teachers tell them why they were identified for that. We've partnered with RDC. This is our 2nd year with the amazing shake. We actually had a kiddo go to Atlanta, Charlie Comfer, who was here earlier. But that originated, as far as this year at Baker, in 5th grade with Native American projects. And in 6th grade, we did some cave art projects, and every single kid presented to their peers, presented to their teachers. And as they kind of made their way through the rounds, we had several kids come to RDC to participate in the Amazing Shake. Also, we've highlighted the Portrait of a Learner through the Progressive Agriculture Safety Day. That's a big event that took place in September. We have a Recipes for Life. We partnered with 4-H Extension. Every 5th grader got to make meatballs and I think asparagus and muffins, cornbread. It probably wasn't cornbread. Zucchini bread. It looked like cornbread. So these vibrant learning experiences, when we go back to that connection to vibrant learning, they didn't go read a book or watch a video on how to cook. They got to experience that. They didn't learn about ATV safety or bike safety. They got to go to modules to learn that. And things like that are so easily tied back to the portrait. And of course, we've had our spring event. To kind of tell you what that was about, every school was tasked with an opportunity to provide students the opportunity to speak about their learning in front of an authentic audience. So in March, maybe late February and March, every single kid in every single content area had guests come into their classroom. These were folks from the community. These were sometimes the husbands or the wives of our teachers and our staff. They would come in and just a fresh face for a kid to talk about their learning, and that every kid got an opportunity to do that. And once they presented, let's say it was on the surface, the layers of the earth, they reflected on that and they kept an online passport that we called The Journey Through the Portrait of a Learner. And then at our Title I night, they got to present to their parents as well. We had a Dance Blue marathon. I don't know if you know this, but we raised almost $10,000 in about 14 days. And all of that money, I think it was a little over $9,200, we just presented a check on Sunday at Rupp Arena. And that portion of the money got added to a much larger portion, and I think UK Dance Blue raised over $2.4 million. That was a part of being an engaged citizen. That's an opportunity that every single kid got to participate in, got to dance, got to have fun, and got to be a part of something much larger than their 5th grade selves or their 6th grade selves. So that was an opportunity to be engaged citizens. I've told you about the passports, and then of course with staff, we've tied our weekly staff member of the week to the portrait. What results did we get? Kids are learning what the portrait is. We're still in that exploration stage, but you hear the language when you do a walkthrough, when you're in our building, you hear our staff tying it too. That's a great way to be a reflective innovator. They're using that language, and we just need to continue to be more and more intentional. I had an opportunity to visit Brer Elementary, where they did their Defenses of Learning last Friday. I think Mr. Hammonds is going to Shelbyville on Friday. And I think that's the goal where we might want to be, or something similar in a couple of years. And I think we're a lot closer than a couple of years, but we'll still take a couple of years. All right. It's great for kids to have these opportunities. And I know the public eye, we put so much on test scores, but kids are so much more than a proficient in 7th grade science or in 4th grade reading. And I do think that these vibrant opportunities that we are providing kids really put the emphasis where it needs to be, on the learning, the vibrant learning. All right. I didn't get an amen. I did get an applause. Did they? Okay, very good. Our third rock was the Pathways program. Mr. Hammond's going to talk about that.
Baker, we saved the best for last year and the shortest, which makes everyone happy. But a couple things about our Pathways program, and
one of the things that I want to brag about first is the people that we've hired to go into it. And Eric Williams has been instrumental in the Pathways program for us. I've known Eric for 20 years when he coached at Tates Creek and stuff like that. So he has been a leader in our building relationships with our kids. And just to give you a quick background of the Pathways, you know, our age kids, 10 to 12 years old, it's kind of hard for them. They're not elementary anymore. They're not really middle school. They're trying to find their way. Some of them need a little extra support. Some of them behavioral, a couple mental issues here and there. So we look to the Pathways program to try to make sure they're staying in class, to make sure they're getting some supports and getting what they need. So a couple things that, just to give you a quick background, what are we teaching in Pathways? We're teaching some coping skills, some social skills, how to be proactive, de-escalation, goal setting, reflection, all those things that we're teaching them immediately so we can keep them in class. Things that we don't do, we're trying not to do suspensions or consequences or a student escape, and we're not adult driven. These are for the kids, and this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to make sure they see the reflection part, they see what they're doing, and try to make them make good decisions. Sorry. But back to the part, Ms. Palmer is out here. She's leading our district, and she comes on Thursdays and kind of goes over our program with us and meets with Mr. Williams. But Ms. Crane and Mr. Stoll has also been great this year. We've done a tracking program where we've been into the classes. Instead of having kids come out of the class, all these people go into classes. And so they're checking on them. They're making sure they're on their work. If they need a break, they'll give them a break, but to get them right back in class. And I think that's been the biggest thing this year. We have seen, we've done a lot of data tracking this year, but we have seen kids back in class so much this year that it's been probably the biggest key for everybody. Teachers included, they love it. They're not losing the class time, they're not losing instruction time, and so kids are on point. I won't go over all these for you, but talking about the staff, talking about being proactive, talking about sports and everything that we have, it's just been it's been such a positive thing this year that it's been nice to see that the whole school's kind of embraced it, and I think that's the best thing about it. Some of the results that we've had, less suspensions, less write-ups, fewer removals, and it's really kind of been a growth for our staff too. Like, they'll text Mr. Williams or call Mr. Williams or Miss Crane, and they've built such good relationships with those kids. The kids will walk out in the hall, we'll kind of tell them what's going on, and get right back into class. And I think that's been the best thing all year for it. So, just real quick, I wanted to brag on everybody that's been part of the Pathways program. It's really not about us. It's not really about anybody else, but it's been great for the kids. I think they've done a great job of it. They're our Tier 3 kids, some of the most needy ones, and honestly, they've done such growth this year that we're proud of all of them. That's it. That's it.
Hello. All right, thank you. Come on up, Bob. Hello, everyone. So we're from CIC, Cardinal Innovation Center. This is Bob Pulliam. I'm Lindsay Hale, and we work with Phoenix Academy, Cardinal Virtual Academy, and our district civ department at CIC. Beep. So our vision is being a connected hub of innovation where every student finds a pathway to success. And our mission boils down to CIC uniting alternative education, virtual learning, and STEM to create personalized pathways that remove barriers, accelerate growth, and turn potential into action. All right, so I'm a little more brief than Mr. Mounts. I yielded some of my time to Mr. Mounts. Get out of here. So a couple things in our first big rock. Our first big rock is differentiation, basically being flexible. That's the name of the game at CIC. What can we do to make it work? And we've had over 130 parent, family, school, medical provider, on and on referrals to either Phoenix or Cardinal Virtual Academy this year. We have really honed in on our transition meetings, procedures, policies, bringing stakeholders to the table when we're discussing the next steps for a kid, and having everyone involved so everybody's on the same page. We are now up to 395 virtual students, 48 in person at Phoenix Academy. This puts us at 294 sections of 184 courses being monitored by our staff virtually. That's a lot. They do all the grading, they do all the progress monitoring, everything, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to them because they're awesome. We have 188 hybrid students. So hybrid means that they are partially virtual and partially another enrollment. That could be GRC, that could be RDC, it could be private school, it could be homeschool. Of the 188 hybrid, 89 of those go in person in some capacity to GRC, RDC, or Baker. We have 81 private school students currently enrolled with us and another 18 homeschool students. Our district STEM department served over 850 elementary students this year. They served all of 3rd and 4th grade and raised KSA scores last year by over 8 points, which was huge in 4th grade science. So super proud of them. They're making a huge impact, pushing into 3rd and 4th grade classrooms to shore up science instruction and take a load off the teachers for planning and prep and allowing them to just do the lessons and have all the things at their fingertips. So we have increased overall attendance since the fall by 11%. We serve all the schools uniquely. So whatever GRC may need, RDC, Baker, we try to be flexible and provide the service that is best for the student. And we are pretty proud of the fact that every student in Phoenix or CVA has a tailored pathway. Every single student has a different set of courses. Some of them are hybrid, some of them are dual credit AP. It really is a myriad of all the wonderful things we offer at Clark County. Okay. Our second big rock is congruence, and we want to be rigorous. So we focused really heavily this year on reading and math proficiency. We reimagined our daily point sheets. We track behavior through daily point sheets, and we sort of reinvented them in the image of the portrait of a learner. So the competencies are being measured now. We streamlined behavior response procedures and policies, increased capacity and staff for alternative ed. We set up a system of supervision for our LCSWs to get their L in the LCSW. And we solidified transition plans for post-graduation. So we were in a meeting today, actually, and one of my counselors said this is the first time that we've been sending early grad students out and they have a plan. They have a plan, they're acting on the plan, we're following up, making sure they're acting on the plan, enlisted, enrolled, employed. We want them to be one of the three. So some of the results, we increased reading proficiency by 8% and math proficiency by 11% since the fall. We've decreased behavior incidents by over 52%, and that's the chart you see here. So beginning of the chart is the beginning of the school year to spring break. And we have increased capacity in our mental health services. We have 2.5 counselors, and they are the secret to our success, ultimately. And so we're very proud that we're able to grow our own in that capacity. Okay. Our third big rock is culture and community. So we want to be connected. We have increased our partnerships with outside organizations. We've hosted district leadership to observe student learning in the classroom. We very often have to meet the specific needs of students, ordering birth certificates, giving them clothes, transportation, housing assistance,
hygiene products, things like that. Overall, this connection initiative has increased attendance. It's increased student engagement. They are asking to go to teachers' rooms to finish work. They want to be part of the project. They want to be part of the scene now. They've gotten a lot of exposure to positive community connections. So this picture here is of the local Wendy's donating food to our staff. And that's because the owner of the Wendy's, his daughter was one of our students a few years back. And he continues to pour into our students because of the way CIC impacted his student. Okay, so just a couple examples of our competencies. We have resilient learner, top left is Miss Strange, and our middle school students, they are working in STEM kits, robotics. Effective communicator, we have Miss V up there talking away to our students when our district leadership was there, and she just jumped right in and started teaching. We have, committed collaborator. Over here we had our stations, and one of the stations in the English class is a Wordle. And so for those of you who don't know what Wordle is, you have to guess the word, and you get so many tries, sort of like Hangman. And all of them were sort of huddled up trying to play Wordle, which was kind of cool to watch the kids and the adults mix it up. I can't see. Oh, okay, our engaged citizen up here in the top right, when we were out for Snowmageddon, that's Dr. Danny Mayer. He teaches the English class at Phoenix Academy. He decided he would get online with all of our students and staff and cook a meal. And some students followed along, some did not. But it was a really cool moment where we were all just kind of sitting together and having fellowship while we were all stuck in the snow. Reflective innovator, this is Hagen. He built his STEM windmill and was presenting to Miss Christy Bush at the time. And then our engaged citizen, this is our Ready for Life group on the bottom right. And they completed 18 classes with the Kentucky River Foothills program and had perfect attendance for 18 straight weeks and completed the course. So we are super proud of them. We're super proud of CIC. And thank you. We appreciate it.